Reading from Paul's first letter to the Thessalonians, chapter 2. You know, brothers and sisters, that our visit to you was not without results. We previously suffered and been treated outrageously in Philippi, as you know. But with the help of God, we dare to tell you his gospel in the face of strong opposition. For the appeal we make does not spring from error or impure motives, nor are we trying to trick you. On the contrary, we speak as those approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel. We are not trying to please people, but God who tests our hearts. You know we never used flattery, nor did we put on a mask to cover up greed. God is our witness. We were not looking for praise from people, not from you or anyone else, even though as apostles of Christ we could have asserted our authority. Instead, we were like young children among you. Just as a nursing mother cares for her children, so we cared for you because we loved you so much. We were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well. We live in quite a cynical age, don't we? If a letter or email arrives offering us a wonderful free gift, we know it's likely trying to lure us into buying something that we don't really want. If someone offers to do something especially kind for us, maybe there's a part of us that wonders, what's in it for them? Why are they doing this? If a holiday company offers us a weekend at a property free of charge, we know that we need to read the small print very, very carefully. But in truth, I'm not sure that this kind of cynicism is such a new thing. Maybe our ancestors learned to be cynical about things too. And for sure, the ancient world, the world of the Bible, had its fair share of wandering salesmen or travelling teachers trying to make a living by offering some new kind of magic or a new life-changing philosophy. When Paul and Timothy and their companions first arrived in a city on their travels and began to tell their story of this person, Jesus, being raised from the dead, it's more than likely many people would have thought, here we go again, more travelling salesmen who want something from us. Perhaps the knowing ones in the crowd will be waiting for the moment when the donations bag was passed round, or when they would be offered some kind of private instruction for a price. But here in his letter, this first letter to the church at Thessalonica, Paul goes to great lengths to distance himself from any hint of this. His story isn't one of seeking power or getting rich. It's actually one of suffering, even being put in prison for his faith. He was someone with physical and emotional scars. He and Timothy, his companion, had come to Thessalonica to serve them, not for their own gain. There was no need for any cynicism from others at all. And then Paul goes on to explore, as he does in many of his letters in the New Testament, what good Christian relationships look like. One of the things we're going to do as a church as we seek to rebuild, restore and renew our church life is to focus on the importance of our relationships with each other and to ask, what is it that makes for healthy Christian friendships? So here in 1 Thessalonians 2, he lays down the very foundation of Christian friendship. And he says it's honesty and openness in all things. Paul and Timothy are not coming with ulterior motives to trick them into anything. They are coming with truth and with an attitude of service. Here's what he writes in verses 7 to 8. Just as a nursing mother cares for her children, so we cared for you because we loved you so much. We were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well. So here he likens this kind of friendship to the care of a nursing mother. Gentle, caring and loving, unconditional even. He says that he and Timothy grew to love them. His motivation is wanting the absolutely best for these Thessalonians. He wants to see them flourish. He wants to see them thrive. This same motivation, I think, underpins all good friendships, and especially Christian ones. It's not about what can I get out of it, which is how much of the world around us seems to operate. No, it's what can I do for the good of this other person? So you see, if both have that attitude, neither is going to take advantage of the other. And there's something crucial here, because if each person in a friendship is seeking the other's good, then that's an incredibly healthy thing, isn't it? Because each person is going to be loved and nurtured. So, for example, if one person isn't taking care of themselves, maybe they're working too hard, maybe they're not getting the rest they need, then a new friend, especially in Christian terms, will be looking out for them, maybe gently suggesting they need to pay a bit more attention to self-care. We all go through times when we're struggling, don't we? Times when we need to lean on somebody else. So there may well be times of one person in a friendship giving more, but it'll be much more balanced over a longer period of time through life's inevitable ups and downs. Let's just listen to what else Paul says about these Christian friendships, something that we do well to take note of. This is verse 8. We were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well. For Paul and Timothy, a Christian friendship is about the whole of life. That's why Paul establishes the need for honesty and openness. And this is the way Jesus went about it too. He didn't just tell his disciples to turn up once a week for a meeting. No, he shared his whole life with them. He spent time with them doing the ordinary things of life, eating and travelling, supporting through grief, social engagements like weddings, as well as times of teaching, worship or prayer. You see, Jesus shared his life with his friends. Paul and Timothy, and it seems many other early Christians, did exactly the same. Because you see, there is no sacred secular divide. There is only friendship within the context of loving and serving the God who's interested in every part of our lives. Now, this has been and continues to be a central part of a big piece of work we've been doing in the Valley over the last 2 to 3 years, and which began at St David's in Homebridge. This is the community of soul friends, which is all about Christian friendships with God at the centre, supporting each other as we stumble along trying to follow Jesus the best we can in the whole of life. Support and nurture through life's sorrows and joys, support and nurture as we seek to grow closer to God. This autumn and winter, the whole idea of Christian friendships, or soul friendships as I'm calling them, is something that we are going to try and develop in a new way. We're going to try and do this in partnership with Netherthong and Homebridge Church together. We're going to design and offer resources for developing these friendships, be it in a small group setting or a one-to-one setting. And over the next few weeks, we're going to explore just what the elements of such soul friendships might practically be. The aim then is that everyone who wants this most wonderful kind of friendship can find it and can be a resource to develop it, and we hope in time pass it on to others too. You see, if we're part of St David's Church, then we get the opportunity to grow these most wonderful kinds of friendships as we live out our calling to praise, nurture and serve. In a moment, I'm going to show a short video clip. This, in a simple way, tries to summarise why these sorts of friendships can be so beneficial for us all. And as we've seen in Paul's letter today, these friendships are undergirded by openness and honesty, by seeking the very best for the other person or people. And they involve much more than a superficial connection. Like with Jesus, it's about life on life for the ultimate good and flourishing of us all.